gonna have to do it this way. Can y'all see yourselves? I'll set it up to record me. Okay, I want to thank y'all first of all for coming and spending a few minutes with me. This is going to be an informative speech on mixology, or how to mix adult beverages. And this is going beyond the standard beer, wine, and shots. So, hey, let's try this. For many years when mixing adult beverages, I merely mixed one shot with something like a cola or an orange juice or something like that. Very simple drinks. And then several years ago, my wife and I were enjoying some tropical drinks in a tropical atmosphere. Actually, it was in Hawaii. And we were sitting at a bar with a friendly and talkative bartender who occasionally gave us some drinks or sips of some drinks that were his favorite tropical drinks. And eventually we sat around creating our own. And I really, really thought that was fun. So after returning home, I wanted to add some sophistication to our entertainment practices. So I purchased a few bar utensils, a variety of liquors, and did some research on some recipes that might be fun to try. I found many books, publications, and online resources regarding mixology, which is a slang word denoting the art or skill of preparing mixed alcoholic beverages. So today, I would like to discuss mixology, or the art and science of making an adult cocktail. Mixology is an accepted slang term that is used to describe the more complex mixing of adult beverages. I will begin by talking about the sizes and shapes of the glasses that are that are basically used for paired up with certain kinds of drinks. For example, wine glasses. You might think that there's just one kind of wine glass, but as you can see, according to the Wine Enthusiast website, typically a red wine glasses are a bit taller and have a larger bowl. In general, reds are bigger and bolder wines, so they require a larger glass to allow those aromas and flavors to emerge. And who hasn't seen or used a martini glass? Now, this glassware is optional, but I can't see anybody making a martini in a red Solo cup. You just got to use the right kind of glassware. Other glassware you might see here on the screen: margarita, hurricane glass, champagne flute, highball, an old fashioned, which are short glasses, or shot glass. And there's Collins. I kind of disagree with this Collins glass. Normally they're more straight up and down, as we see on the next graphic. These are a lot of the most popular cocktails, at least in the last month or so, according to dailymail.co.uk. And as you can see, they're using several different kinds of glasses. On the lower right, you got a champagne flute. Here you got a hurricane glass. These are Collins glasses, margaritas. I'm sorry, not margaritas, martinis. Old-fashioned up here. And that's actually an old-fashioned drink there with recipe. You also have to have some basic utensils and flavorings and other basic fruits and sugars and salts. So most utensils are again optional, but it's hard to improvise. For example, you have a bottle of wine. I'm sure you can get the cork out without a corkscrew, but it's highly recommended you try a corkscrew. So some of the essential items might be corkscrew, bottle opener, a jigger or a shot glass. A shot glass is usually a glass like we showed on a few screens ago. Just holds 1.5 ounces. A jigger usually has 2 cups on it, one on each end. cone shape. One's usually 1.5 ounces, like a shot. The other one's usually 2 ounces or a little bit larger. It's also recommended you have a shaker because there's a lot of drinks out there that you don't want ice watering it down, like a martini. So if you have a shaker, you can have the ice in the shaker, make the drink, shake it, get it really cold, and then strain out the ice as you pour it. You also need utensils for cutting limes, lemons, and you also need the limes, lemons, and other fruits needed. You need mixers, colas, sweet juices, like pineapple or orange juice, tart juices like grapefruit or cranberry, and other juices maybe like tomato juice. A lot of people like to have coarse salt for flavoring and rimming the glasses, or even sugar for rimming some of the glasses. Also optional would be tonic or soda water. They're less popular, but they're essential in a large number of recipes. If making drinks from scratch, instead of mixers, you might need the tools and machines to extract juice from the lemons, limes, etc. Some of the basic utensils are shown here. You can see the corkscrew, jiggers. Another jigger is hard to see there. It's clear. Measuring device, shakers, strainers. That's just some of the basic stuff. Okay, the basic liquors. Now we get into the meat of the matter, right? You got whiskeys. Whiskeys are typically brown in color. They're a distilled alcoholic beverage made from fermented grain mash. Various grains like barley, corn, rye, and wheat are used. And they're generally aged in wooden casks, generally made of charred white oak. You have the bourbons, scotches, Irish whiskeys, and other whiskeys, including blends. You have rums. You have the white and the dark and the spiced rums. It's an alcoholic beverage made from sugarcane byproducts such as molasses or directly from sugarcane juice. And then the ever popular tequila. It's a regional specific name for a distilled beverage made from the blue agave plant, which looks a lot like an aloe vera plant or a cactus. Vodka, it's a distilled beverage composed primarily of water and ethanol, sometimes with traces of impurities and flavorings. Traditionally, vodka is made from distillation of fermented cereal grains or potatoes. There's far too many liquors to list, but there are many others, including gins and blends of various whiskeys, etc. There are liqueurs, which are bottled with added sugars and flavorings, usually derived from fruits, herbs, and nuts. Many liqueurs are intended to be consumed as is or straight up. It can be mixed with other liquors or mixers, as called for in the recipe. Again, there are far too many to list, but some of the most popular are the fruits like peach, berry like cherry. You have some of the chocolate liqueurs, coffee liqueurs like Kahlua, cream liqueurs like Bailey's Irish Cream. Yep, flower flavors, herbal, honey, mint. I think of peppermint schnapps when I say mint. Nuts such as amaretto. That's almond liqueur. Now that we have the ingredients and the tools, you can get more creative than just doing a rum and coke or vodka and orange juice. Here's a basic recipe. Makes about 3 gallons. It's a glow-in-the-dark cocktail for your party. In this, you can see 2 liters of gin or vodka, 9 liters of tonic water, and 3 or 4 bottles of Rose's Mojito Passion. Just mix everything together before the party begins. Turn on the black lights, and this is what you get. There are thousands, maybe millions of adult beverage recipes available on the internet. A simple Google search will give this site. St. Patrick's Day is coming up. We've all heard of the green beers, green shooters, but here's a couple of mixed drinks you could have for St. Patrick's Day. Green apple martini or a Midori melon balm. Then you want to get creative. Lastly, you need a recipe or a book of recipes. After some practice, however, you should get an idea as to the reasons for specific ingredients. And then it becomes more interesting when you create new or homemade recipes, tailored more specifically to your particular taste. As a bonus, this is one of my favorite recipes that I made up. At least I think it's original. It's a jigger of Hendrick's gin over ice in a Collins glass. Fresh cucumber, about 5 standard slices, muddled up. You can see a picture of somebody muddling right there. It just smashes it up. A tablespoon of lime juice, freshly squeezed if available. And you top it all off with tonic and a lime garnish. That's one of the tropical drinks we came up with in Hawaii, and I thought it was great. Okay, this has to be talked about when you're talking about adult beverages. What causes a hangover? And according to the About Education website, hangover causes ethanol in the drink causes increased urine production, leading to dehydration. Dehydration causes headaches, fatigue, and dry mouth. Alcohol also reacts with the stomach lining, which can lead to nausea. To prevent a hangover, the only way to prevent a hangover is to avoid drinking too much. But if you drink a lot of water or other rehydrating drinks, that'll go a long way toward preventing or lessening most hangover symptoms. If you have hangover and you want to try some remedies, of course you need to drink some water. It says also orange juice will work, unless your stomach's too upset to handle it. Eat something simple. Recommends eggs. Milk is more food than water, but it serves to rehydrate. Sodium bicarbonate, just putting baking soda in water to help quell the hangover queasiness. It says exercise. Exercise increases your metabolic rate and helps you clear toxins. If you breathe pure oxygen for a while, it'll also help clear you out. And vitamin B1 and thiamine both help. Don't, in trying to get rid of a hangover, don't take Tylenol. Tylenol and alcohol together are potentially dangerous for livers. So what do you do with this knowledge? The next time you're having drinks with friends, and you shouldn't settle for a beer or a glass of wine simply because you don't know about bartending or advanced drink making. Try a few new recipes and find some favorites to share with others. Good or bad, most college students and young adults have been introduced to alcohol, mostly beer and wine, but maybe some Jello shooters. But I believe that most people are not aware that there are advanced drink mixing practices that are easy to master and can make entertaining more sophisticated and fun. As we have discussed, if you can gather a few glasses, some basic bartending utensils, and a small collection of various liquors and mixers, and a few recipes, you have the makings of several varieties and flavors of adult beverages that will entertain and possibly impress your friends. And again, don't drink if you're underage, and please drink responsibly. Thank you.